In this video, what we're going to be doing is taking a look at some of the most recent and best new releases in Fallout 4 modding. This video is going to be a little bit different compared to some of the previous ones. I still am showing you many of the best mods to come out over the past couple of weeks, but one, I'm actually covering in the main part of the video several mods I typically don't cover, but separately towards the end of this one, I'm going to be showing off some pretty special Xbox One releases. So if you are a user on Xbox One, I highly encourage you to watch to the end of this video. But before we jump into that, I do want to thank today's video sponsor, that with Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website building platform that allows you to craft your online presence, whether it be a personal portfolio, an online blog, or even something like an online store. You can check it out via a link in the description or watch you later in this video for a special offer. But otherwise, let's take a look first at Vtaw Wardrobe 4. So this is a massive mod, like quite literally the file size for the HD version of this mod is over 5 gigabytes in size, which is kind of crazy. What Vtaw Wardrobe 4 is going to be is basically just a modular outfit or outfit pack on PC. It'll give you a variety of clothing options to assign to characters in Fallout 4. Now, I don't typically cover mods in this particular genre of Fallout 4 modding too often on this channel, but I want to cover this one for a couple of reasons. One, the quality is undeniable. Even if some of the outfit options aren't everyone's cup of tea, they're definitely really well made. But secondly, in just a few days' time, this quickly became the most downloaded mod of the month. And that's not to say it doesn't deserve that, it just is kind of surprising whenever it does happen. Again, the mod itself has a lot of modularity and a lot of different options that I've been showing you in the background, and has a lot of customizability in this department. Even some of the simpler things like how many different shirt options or even how many harnesses are available through this is plentiful. Separately, if all of that wasn't enough, there also are a variety of customization options to these. There are many different texture or materials you can apply on top to totally transform the look and feel of some of these outfit combinations. Granted, my method of playing Fallout 4 character builds may not be the best showcase of this mod. On the mod page, you could find a lot more in the way of configurations and just people who are used to playing Fallout 4 with this type of content and can better showcase it. By the way, yeah, that is what is likely going to end up being the most popular mod of November 2019. So one big outfit pack, but separately, we also do have the better Armory Mod. This is quite a significant release for Fallout 4, as it does mark the first release of the Peace Mod. The Peace Mod has pretty high ambitions and is attempting to change many aspects of Fallout 4. I've talked about it in past videos, but in effect, what the better Armory Mod is going to do is give you a variety of weapon racks and just ways to display weapons and items in Fallout 4. There's a lot of weapon mods in Fallout 4, and this is going to be a great way to actually put them on display. This also is pretty customizable. You could build out some of these shelves yourself or customize the spacing or how many slots you want in some of the wooden ones. There's also other things like ammo containers or even just these modular shelves, so you could create little racks going up to the ceiling to place different things on. And then separately, just a really nice addition around this one, there actually is several posters added in also that do look quite nice. So if you're one of those players that enjoys creating a little armory, this is pretty much going to be one of the best mods to facilitate that, while also being fairly practical, as you can just take and put weapons into these racks on the go. But separately, if you're somebody that isn't super into building in Fallout 4, we also do have the Thompson SMG Replacer. This actually being the first release from a sister mod to Peace, that with Wars, which is attempting to replace and overhaul all of the weapons in Fallout 4. So this mod's actually pretty cool. What it's going to do is overhaul the existing SMG in Fallout 4. The thing that almost looked like a Thompson, but like wasn't quite there. This mod will change the textures and visuals of this one while also adding in several new attachment options to give it that more true to form Tommy gun that you know and love. The visuals are great, but separately it also ships with custom animations for both the stick and drum magazine, of which you have several options in that category. And all around, I just think it's an improvement on the vanilla SMG. The vanilla SMG was like almost there, but didn't want to fully commit to being a Tommy gun. Well, this will take it the extra mile. It'll make it a complete transformation into that weapon that you are familiar with. And this for me will without a doubt be one of those mods that I download now and keep for a pretty long time. Next up, we do have the customized Rogue Soldier. This is going to be a new armor/outfit mod for Fallout 4, and it's actually a pretty simple one. It'll add in this outfit and base, which the base camo actually goes really well with my current environmental mod, but then it also includes a wide variety of different helmets or headgear to really flesh things out, as I feel like that tends to be the focal point of the armor overall. Depending on which helmet you choose, it almost has a hybrid futuristic look, which naturally does fit in pretty well with Fallout 4, as that is the theme you find much throughout the game, but in the form of additional customization options, there are several different texture changes you can apply to this to give it different looks or camo types. But then separately, we actually have a mod for the Beretta M9FS. This is a weapon mod released by Fading Signal quite a while ago. It is a pretty cool one, a great weapon mod in game, but what we have just now is Fiddler's Beretta M9FS animation overhaul. So as the title suggests for this one, it's just going to bring new animations to this weapon. And I think comparing the previous to the new animations make them feel a little bit more unique, a little bit more special compared to some of the vanilla options in Fallout 4. These are pretty comprehensive. It's going to affect just about everything, sprinting, reloading, as you actually put the weapon away and turn on the safety. But even further, it actually has quite a bit of detail with it. There's going to be slightly different animations depending on which magazine size you use, or even if you're using a reflex sight on the weapon or not. And all around, if you weren't already using this weapon mod, you should, because it's probably the best M9 for Fallout 4 right now. But even further, these new animations are a major improvement over the original, and if you're going to use this weapon, I would definitely recommend these animations. Although next up, we have one that is one of those mods you download and will probably use over the long haul, and that is Random Encounter Manager by SKK. At its core, this is actually a very simple mod. What it's going to do is give you additional functionality and customization of random encounters in Fallout 4. There's going to be a new holotape in game where you can tweak and change around some of the different options and how exactly random encounters work, including partly to change how impactful these are, how often you will have random encounters, how many enemies will spawn in them, and even to some degree what enemies will spawn with them. And I think one of the best ways to actually use this is to increase the likelihood of enemy random encounters. That'll make it so in Fallout 4, in a very organic way, you'll encounter more enemies more of the time, which is definitely a positive to me. It makes traveling a little bit more suspenseful, a little bit more interesting, and it's not just enemies fighting you. Sometimes you will find enemies fighting each other, as that is some of the random encounters you discover in game. But also, since this isn't necessarily adding anything in new, but rather just giving you a couple of tools to customize the existing system, it is literally super lore friendly. It feels natural. And if you're on your 4th, 5th, 10th, 11th playthrough of Fallout 4 and you want to up the ante from time to time, this is a good mod to do so. And before we take a look at some of the truly awesome Xbox One ports that were just released, let's take another look at Squarespace. If you've never heard of this website, it basically acts as a pretty comprehensive solution to building whatever presence you want online. I know many who watch this video are either in the modding scene or even students, so Squarespace can be particularly handy for creating something like a social media link landing page, like if you're trying to get hired, have links to all of your major social media platforms, or even have a portfolio integrated into your website. Or alternatively, if you're going for the more professional route, you could set something up like an online store, and it has full functionality of likes, comments, as well as analytics, so you could figure out exactly what traffic is doing on your website. I've personally been using Squarespace for several years at this point, but the beauty of it is you could just try it out for free by yourself. You can go over to squarespace.com and start a free trial right now. And hey, if you like what you see or whatever website you did build, you can also go to squarespace.com/JuiceHead to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. And of course, things like that definitely do help out the channel. But speaking of, if you are on a latter playthrough of Fallout 4 and you want to change how things look, you can use BOREALIS, as this will now transition us into our kind of port report. Over the past few weeks, a ton of incredible mods have come out for Fallout 4, and over the past few days, several of these just got ported to Xbox One. The first of which, of course, is what you're seeing in the background with BOREALIS, a landscape retexture mod. What this will do is change the environment of Fallout 4. The theme behind this mod is basically a transitioning period, the end of a nuclear winter occurring in the Commonwealth. So at times you'll find snow, at other times you're going to find very lush greenery, and other times you'll find things in the middle. I've already talked about this mod on PC. It has quickly become my favorite landscape mod as of late, and if you like what you're seeing in the background, you can now get it on Xbox One. Although separately, another pretty monumental mod, we do have Settler and Companion companion dialogue overhaul. This is another one of those mods that you download once and just will keep on forever. What this will do is make it so companions and NPCs overall in Fallout 4 will have less repetitive dialogue and just more dialogue overall. And by more dialogue, I don't necessarily mean they're going to speak more often, but it gives NPCs in this game, especially settlers, gunners, and raiders, a larger pool of potential phrases. But also it cuts down repetition of some of the phrases, so every time you use a crafting table, everybody won't comment on that. It gives some of the companions in this game a ton of new dialogue, as well as situational comments or remarks. Again, this is a very vast and comprehensive improvement on this system overall, and it's integrated in such a natural and lore-friendly way that after a couple of weeks of use, you'll probably kind of forget you even installed this. You'll just have a much better functioning dialogue system. But something to do for all of the Xbox users out there, we do have the Bleachers. This one actually came out back in October, but only made its way to Xbox a couple of days ago. What this mod is going to do is add in a totally new quest as well as location into Fallout 4. The Bleachers will be a new area at the back of Diamond City, and within this new area, you're going to find several new NPCs that have their own stories as well as adventures to take you on. It's extremely well done and very interesting, obviously integrated in a really nice way, fleshing out Diamond City itself, but also at the end it will leave you with a wide variety of rewards that you can continue to enjoy. Although just as one little added bonus, I know a mod that many of you do use is the Materiel rifle. This is an impartial release of the larger Fallout 4 New Vegas mod, that being a New Vegas remake in Fallout 4's engine, and just recently this received an update. It added in a couple of options for shorter barrels, which this mod was much in need of. It didn't have a ton of customization options, but even further now, functionality, so you could split the iron sights on this one, having just the front or the back or both. Again, it is a relatively minor update, but definitely a good one to download if you're using this. It also contains several bug fixes. So with all that being said, hopefully you guys found this video informative. Again, another thank you to Squarespace, today's video sponsor. But with all that said, as always, again, I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.